Welcome back to the podcast. I hope you're having a beautiful day today, and thank you for joining me. I'm going to add a ton of value to you today. So if you've plateaued before in your personal life or your professional life, so your business, your career, or it might be your relationship, might be your health, any of the above. If you've plateaued, which we all go through, or maybe you're there right now, I'm going to show you how to break through that step by step. So stick around for this one. Get a pen and paper. I always recommend that for notes for this type of stuff that I go through, because this is not just a motivational podcast. This is practical. You're going to get some really practical steps that you can execute on today. And before I get started, if you can do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't already, like the video down below if you haven't already. I really do appreciate that. And share it with a friend that you think will get value from this. Send me a message on Instagram if you want to connect. I love connecting with people. Let's rock and roll. Guys, why have you plateaued in your business, your career, or your personal life? The overall answer, it's you. And that's just the brutal truth. If you've plateaued, it's on you. Your life is an expression of who you are. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life who you are. So if your life is not where you want it to be, you got to own that, because people are really good at owning the things that they like, but they're really easy at disowning the things they don't like, where you're responsible for all of it. What you've been through might not have been your fault, because you don't control your parents. You don't control your upbringing. You don't control the country that you live in. You don't control the government. So what's happened to you might not be your fault. How you respond and act from that is your responsibility. So you got to take that ownership. Your life is probably not where you want it to be. Mine's not where I want it to be either. I want to keep growing. I want to keep working on my stuff. I want to impact more people. I want to do better financially. I want to improve my health. I want to improve my relationship. But to be able to take that full ownership is the very first step, because when you blame someone, something else, someone else, or anything for your life, you give your power away to do something about it. Because if it's your parents' fault, or your ex-partner's fault, or your ex-business partner's fault, or this person that screwed you over, or this person that hurt you, or whatever it may be, if it's their fault, then they have power over you, and you've given that power to them. So how are you meant to take responsibility and do anything about it if you've given all your power away? So to kick this off from the very fucking start, you got to take that ownership, guys. You got to take absolute 1000% extreme ownership. There's a great book by Jocko Willink called Extreme Ownership. Go read it. He uses this great example. Hopefully I get this right. There's this Jocko Willink's ex-military, special forces, SEAL force. I can't remember the details, but they're out on a mission, and they're doing this mission, and they've got like an elaborate plan with all these people playing their different roles. So they've got snipers, they've got infantry people, they've got all these different players. I don't understand it too much, but you'll get the message. And all of these things they're working on, they do all of these things right. And this one person who's, I think he's like their information guy, he's sort of just watching and scoping everything and telling people information. This one person made a mistake. And he didn't tell the people what had happened. And then it was like a domino effect, and all these other people missed their mark, missed their timing, and they failed the mission. And they get back, and they've got this big conference with everyone that was involved, and Jocko, who got up the front, he was the leader. He was the leader of the platoon, or the leader of the team. And he went through and he asked the whole crowd, whose fault is this? And some people started to put their hand up and they would say, yes, it's my fault. I didn't make the call. I missed my mark. Or the other person, yes, it's my fault because I didn't do my part. Yes, and by the end of it, he said, no, you're all wrong. I'm the leader. It's my fault. If you didn't do your job well enough, I didn't train you well enough. If you're not the right people for this team, I'm the one that picked you. We didn't do enough training. We didn't do enough role play. We didn't do enough whatever it is. Because if we failed and I'm the leader, it's my fault. And if you really adopt that attitude for everything in your life, if your health is not where you want it to be, it's your fault. If your relationship is not where you want it to be, if your business or your career is not where you want it to be, it's your fault. Yes, other people play their parts, and there are things you have no control over. I get that. But for the things you do have control over, you got to take ownership of that. So that's the first point before you can even get started onto the next ones. The next point. Remember the rule, you've probably heard it before, 80-20. It's Pareto's law. 80% of the input will give you, other way around, 20% of your input will give you 80% of the results. And when it comes to success, 80% of success in anything is mindset. 20% is skill set. You need both. You need to go learn the skills. You need to go acquire skills. How do you sell? How do you market? How do you hire the right people? How do you communicate effectively? How do you influence? How do you persuade? How do you build teams? How do you build leadership? How do you build culture? These are all skills you need to go learn. But you also need the mindset. We'll use health and fitness as an easy example. Most people can relate to this at some level. Is the skill set needed to be relatively healthy so complex that no one can figure it out? Only the small percentage of the population can figure out the skills of how to be relatively fit and healthy. No, it's fucking simple. Google, YouTube, how to lose weight, how to be healthy. Yes, there are some diets that aren't optimal. I get that. But if you try enough of them and your mindset's committed enough to figure it out, you will find a way. You will find the answers. But that's not what most people struggle with. It's the mindset to even go find the answers, or to fail their way to success, or to get off their ass and go to the gym or go for a walk. It's the mindset, which is the bigger piece, and that's the piece most people don't do because it's scary. They don't know what to do. It's harder to look within and do the inner work, which I'll get to soon. But you do need the 20%. You need the skills. So for whatever area of life, if it's your business, if it's your career, if it's your relationship, if it's your health or your finances, whatever it may be, you got to ask yourself, what am I missing? Is it a skill set or is it a mindset? It will probably be both, and more often than not, the mindset's going to be more important for you because the skills are quite easy. Or maybe you are that person who's super committed, you're super focused, and you'll do whatever it takes to get the job done, and you are just running east looking for a sunset. Because if you do that, it doesn't matter how motivated and inspired you are, you're never going to get there. You're never going to find that sunset. So you need to find the strategy. You might have to go find a mentor, read a book. I'll get into the tactics soon. But remember 80-20. Ask yourself, what do I need? Do I need both? Or do I need one? And then we'll go down to the next step. Say it's skills. Ask yourself specifically, what specific skills do I need to fix the problem that I've got right now, or to solve the thing that I'm experiencing, or to get to where I want to get to? What skills am I missing? To do that, one of the steps is to find a mentor. So I'll get to that soon, because you might not know. Because the thing is, you don't know what you don't know. You can't see the forest through the trees. You need to look at yourself from a bird's eye view, which you can do by yourself, and you can train yourself to do that. But it's a lot easier when you've got a mentor or a coach or someone who's looking at you from the outside in, because they can ask things that you can't, that you won't think of, because they can see things that you can't see to help you do things that you're not aware of doing. So it's very important to have those different opinions and perspectives on things that you're not even conscious of, you're not even aware of at that point. So again, if it's skills, go find the skill set specifically, and that's where you need to be very specific on what you're looking for. Because the further you get along your journey, the more specific the skills become. It's like losing weight. If you're 150 kilos overweight, to lose weight, you don't need the most ingenious fucking plan on the planet. Like, go for a walk, don't eat McDonald's every day, and stop and drink some water and get some decent sleep. That's pretty relative. If you're a high level athlete or you're going to the Olympics, the specific skills you need are a lot more granular and niche down to the specific goal you're looking for. A good analogy for this: if you're driving your car, if you're going quite slow, 10, 20 kilometers an hour, you can turn left and right really easily, and you can make big turns, and you've got a lot of control over what you're doing. But if you're going 100 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, like the smallest little shift, the smallest little turn makes a huge difference. And that's why the further you go along your journey with business, career, or whatever it may be, the skills that you are looking for are more refined, they're more specific. So you're going to have to try seek out mentors or people that have walked the path before you, who have gotten the results for themselves and results for others consistently. And you're probably going to have to pay them some money or with your time or some fair of value exchange for you to get those specific skills. Okay, the other point is the mindset. So the mindset part, and this is where some people are, I don't even know what you mean by that. What do you mean by mindset? Great question. Beliefs. What are your beliefs? We always make our beliefs true. If you believe you're not worthy or you're not good enough or success is hard or I don't know what I'm doing or I can't do this is only for the select few, I'm ugly, I'm not smart enough, I'm not intelligent enough, I'm too old, I'm too young, like whatever it may be, we've all got our beliefs. And they've just been downloaded and coded from our upbringing, from our parents, from society, from social media, from the media itself, from boyfriends, girlfriends, from friends and family members. It's just been able to rewire that code. Think of a computer. If you've got a computer and you've got a virus on your computer, and what happens to the computer? It overheats, it shuts down, it opens things that you don't want to open. It doesn't run optimally. It runs just not the way that you probably want it to. That's what your code is for your mind. Your belief is the coding that's in your head. And the current coding you have is giving you the mindset you have. So if your self-worth, your focus, your discipline, your follow-through, your resourcefulness, your energy, your vibration, whatever it may be, is not where you want it to be, you need to rewrite that coding. How do you do that? Great question. Get mentors, get coaches, get therapists, get whatever it may be. Do a book, do a course, do a seminar. There's heaps of this stuff. This is very aligned with the work that I do. So this is where I kind of fit into it, is helping people who want to kick ass in life and they want to work on themselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and strategically. That's what I do. So I am an option here. But fuck, if you're not into my vibe, you probably wouldn't be listening to this podcast. But if you're not into my vibe, that's cool. Find someone else. I'm not the right fit for everyone. I'm very honest about who I can and who I can't help. When I do strategy calls, which I'm going to offer you one towards the end of this podcast, I only offer about 30% of people I have calls with the opportunity to do work with me. Why? Because I'm not the right fit for everyone. People that jump on the call, I literally tell them, look, I'm not going to offer you an opportunity to work with me unless I can actually help you. And then I actually spend 10, 15 minutes just getting clear on what the hell this person's looking for help for. And if I can't help them, I let them know about it and I actually refer them to other people. That's how you do ethical sales, by the way. There's a sales training. If you look at through my podcast, I forget what episode it is, but I've got an episode on that. So beliefs is one thing. Healing through your shit, your triggers, your traumas, things that are triggering you. That's another piece of the mindset component. Knowing your purpose, knowing your values, knowing your vision, knowing who the authentic, fullest expression or expressed version of you is. That's in relation to mindset. Overcoming things like anxiety, like depression, like self-worth, like judgment, like your ego. All of these are components of mindset. Everything I just listed out are things that I do. So again, that's where I generally sit within that. And if I go back to the skill set as well, a huge skill set that I help all of my clients with is planning and execution. Having a bulletproof fucking plan on what exactly needs to be done. Remember this line, write this one down if you want to. Complexity is the enemy of execution. So human beings, when things become too complex and too difficult, we generally shut off. It's overwhelming. It's too much for us to process. If I said eat the whale in one bite, like it's too much. You just can't handle it. So what do? You chunk it down. And that's where you come to planning. What's the big mission? So this is how I do my planning. I'll fly through this really quickly for you. What's your purpose in life? What's your values? What's your vision? Then we go annual goals, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. We do daily huddles. I do it every day with my clients and with my team. What are you excited about today? What were your outcomes for yesterday? Done or not done? Why weren't they done? Good accountability and transparency. 3, what are your outcomes for today? Do you need any support with those outcomes? 4, do you need any support with these outcomes? So there's no excuse for the next day why they're not done. Number 5, what are you grateful for? Get some good vibration and energy happening for you. So we do that every day. So you know where you're going, why you're going there. You've got all the mental and emotional tools because you've worked on that part of you to handle all the shit that life's going to throw at you, okay? Now, the next step is to get a mentor because you can go and learn all of this. And this is to actually reframe that. You're going to pay the price for everything I've spoken about today. You're going to pay the price to learn the skills, to learn how to sell, to learn how to market, to learn how to hire people, to learn how to plan properly, to learn how to work through your stuff, to rewire your beliefs. You're going to learn that. You're going to pay a price. It's either going to be in the form of money or it's going to be in the form of time. Now, the benefit of using money is that you can buy back time. Because it might take you, like for everything I've listed in the work that I do with my clients, it's taken me 10 years now. I've been doing this for 10 years to learn this shit. And it's cost me 275,000 Australian dollars of investing into mentors, courses, masterminds, whatever it may be, plus all the reading, all the podcasts, and all the stuff I do daily to get what I do for people. You could pay me a fucking fraction of that price to get all of those 10 years of learning. And I'm just one person, by the way. People have written books. I'm reading the book right now, Principles by Ray Dalio. I've got it right here. It's a great book, by the way. Highly recommend it. And it's this person, Ray Dalio, he's spent his whole life, like whatever, 30, 40 years of doing what he's done. And he's given all of his knowledge and everything into this book. So I buy this book for what, $30, $50. It's quite an expensive book because it's a good quality book. But like I spend, let's say $50 to learn a lifetime of knowledge so I don't have to go make the failures that he's made. And I've bought back those 40 years of mistakes in a book. That's what you get from paying mentors, paying for people's knowledge so you don't have to go reinvent the wheel. Because again, you're going to pay the price either way. You can just do it over 3 years and fuck up and probably spend more money, more energy, more pain. Or you can spend a fraction of it and learn it straight away and actually have someone integrate it in a healthy way for you. So that was a big learning curve for me to actually lower the ego and actually be willing to pay for advice. And then my recommendation when finding a mentor. So we're up to this point. I'll summarize these points again. Firstly, take ownership. Your life is, it's your fault. It's your responsibility to do something about it. Really fucking own that. Secondly, remember the 80-20 rule. Success in anything, 20% skills, 80% mindset. You need both. Mindset's generally the more trickier one for people to tackle because it's overwhelming, it's scary, it's emotional and all that stuff. And it's not the shiny objects like sales and marketing and revenue and all that stuff because that's more, I guess, exciting for some people. I like the mindset side, but personally, obviously, it's what I do. When the skill sets, again, find the specific skill that you're looking for and go master it, go figure it out, read the book, do the course, do the program, find the mentor, do what you need to do. With the mindset component, get clear on those beliefs that aren't serving you, rewrite them, get clear on your purpose, get clear on your values, learn how to heal through your shit, the things that trigger you, and we all have them, and it gets magnified in a relationship. Remember that. So go heal through that stuff. How do you do that? Find a mentor, find a coach, find a therapist, find whatever you need to do the work. Then the last step for all of this is to find a mentor. So find a mentor who covers the following criteria. Firstly, you feel aligned with them and you connect with them. If you don't resonate with their energy, you don't resonate with who they are, you're not really going to consume their content that well. You might, maybe, and prove me wrong, but there's a lot of mentors that can help you in the thing that you're looking for. Again, the more successful you become, the more nuanced and the more specific skill you need. So there's probably going to be less people out there that are going to be able to help you with your specific problem. But with that being said, make sure the mentor, one, you like their energy, you're aligned with them, and they preach the things that you love, okay? So you connect with who they are. Second, they've gotten the results. There's a lot of armchair fucking gurus out there and these coaches that watch 2 YouTube videos, do a 2-day weekend event, and then they go out and try to be a fucking 21-year-old life coach. And don't get me wrong, I actually was doing bits of that when I first got started. I wasn't taking on clients, but I was making videos about changing your life when I was more so just talking to myself. So I do relate to that at some level. So find someone who's actually gotten the results. I don't help anyone do things that I have not done myself and I've already done with my clients. I've built bricks and mortar businesses. I've done over $1 million in revenue in my businesses. I've had teams of 15. I'm doing the healing shit on myself. I'm doing it with clients. So find a mentor or a coach or someone you're going to work with who's actually gotten results for themselves. And then the next point, others. Make sure they have done it for others because they might have been a very unique position with themselves because they had certain resources, certain skills, certain gifts. Because if you can't help others with it, then maybe then they can't help you with it. So you want to make sure they've helped others. So look at their testimonials, look at their results, look at what they've done. And then the fourth thing I would recommend is dive down their rabbit hole. Listen to their podcast, listen to their videos, listen to their content. If they've got a book, read their book. I'm writing a book, by the way, for anyone that's watching. I'm working on that behind the scenes. But consume their content. A lot of the work you'll actually get from just consuming their content. Will you get 10 times more execution implementation from paying people and working with them? Absolutely. So I can't recommend that highly enough, but you might not be in the position to do so. Like my first event, I got a credit card to go to. It was a $3,000 Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within. That was my first event. I remember I did my first mastermind. It was $44,000 for 12 months, my first mastermind. And that was like, I almost shit my pants when I heard the price tag. I almost fainted. But I found a way because I needed to. I was so committed to my growth and to my life that I was willing to do whatever I needed to do to get the results that I was committed to getting. So yeah, that's my recommendation. So go down and make sure you align with them. They've gotten results for themselves. They've gotten results for others. And then go consume their stuff. Listen to their podcast. Get their value. And a lot of them do offer some form of a strategy call, which is where I'm at to right now. If you align with me and you're wanting to work on yourself in all of the areas I've actually spoken about today, I don't do a ton of strategy. I definitely do planning and execution. So you've got absolute fucking clarity on exactly what needs to get done. If you're a coach or a consultant or a service-based business and you want to build an online service-based business, I can certainly help you with that. I'm doing that. Or if you want to build a gym, I've built gyms before. I've had gyms. I'm about to sell my last one at the moment. I've built 3. I've sold 3. So I can help you with that. But if you're looking for the nuanced skills in a very specific industry that you're in, like say manufacturing or design or fashion or retail, that's not me. I can't help you. I'm sorry. Find someone else. Find a different mentor. But if you're looking for the mental aspect of things, performing better, removing those mental blocks, improving your self-image, those limiting beliefs, getting clear on what fulfills you, your purpose, being the most authentic fucking version of you, that's my jam. That's exactly what I do. That's my jam. That's what I'm great at. If you're wanting to work on that, you vibe with me, you like what I'm about, I've got tons of testimonials, I can show you what I do, and you want to connect with me, I've got a free strategy call down below. Only book in if you're ready to do the work. You can drag a horse to water, you can't make it drink. I only work with people that I'm the right fit to work with. Look, the call is a non-obligation call. It's completely free. You don't have to do any work with me afterwards. But yeah, I only work with people that I can truly serve. So thank you for your time. If you got value from this, guys, send this to a friend, like and comment down below. And if you're ready to grow and you're ready to take a drink, book in for a call with me. I appreciate you guys. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.